We are recording. Hello and welcome. I'd like to tell you a story. This might be episode 17. I'm so professional that I don't keep track of these things. But anyway, listen. I was in like a musical or something. Do you know those things you kind of do? It's in a musical for school, and they brought in this drummer, and this drummer played in all the big shows in Ireland. Like he was like Ireland's #1 like session drummer or something. And for some reason he got the gig of coming in and teaching us for a little while. Pardon me, check these technical difficulties. And I'm so confused, is it recording or is it not recording? Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm confused. Okay, so listen, I had the sorry, one sec. I swear. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to bomb through the story again real quick. So, I was lucky enough to get some drum lessons off this lad. They weren't drum lessons per se. There was like 50 drummers in the room or something, or there was like, I don't know, 30 people there, and they were trying to find out, who might be playing drums for like the school play kind of thing. And they had this drummer who's a famous-ish session drummer, so famous I don't even remember who he was, but he was very nice. And he said, listen to me. We only had like 20 seconds with this lad each, but he said, listen to me. Play this 4/4 beat, and I played that 4/4 beat or whatever. That crack. All right. Just basic drum beat. And he said, like, this is the only drum beat you will ever need. And I was like, fuck. Sorry for cursing. Fuck. Yeah. Building. And I thought he was talking shite, like, you know what I mean? But then I played drums all around Ireland and all that crack, like. And then I realised, fuck, he was right. He was like, all you'll ever be doing is making this one drum beat better. And I was like, that sounds like a load of shite. But you can really tell, if you're listening to the basic 4/4 drum beat, and you hear like 50 drummers play it at the same tempo, they'll all sound different. And you'll be able to tell who's the best just by that one beat. If one person plays it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's banging. Oh yeah, he's just playing that simply, Come on over here and listen to this drum beat, it's fucking class. He's just playing that same basic drum beat, oh yeah. But he has all that groove, he's fucking laying it down and all this shit. And then you have someone else who can play the same drum beat at the same time, and everyone's like, oh Jesus. Is he going to be playing for much longer? Oh man, it does me head in. There's so many different things that come into play in just playing a 4/4 drum beat, it's mind blowing. So what I'm trying to say is, in a very long-winded way, once you get these strumming patterns down, I know they seem boringly simplistic, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, sure, I can do those chords, no bother. But when I first learned my A chord, I thought I was shit hot, man. I thought I was ready for Bono to be ringing me up and go, listen, we don't need the edge anymore. VeganSteven, we need you. We just heard you learned how to do an A chord. We need you. I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be great. And here's the crazy thing. I'm still improving on my A chord. Isn't that insane? Isn't that so bonkers? And if I even talk to drummers, some drummers I really like, I'd be like, 4/4 beat there. It's kind of like you can just kind of tell. It's like that whole thing of how do you sound with a pen? Like it's a question that just reveals everything. Some people have a whole philosophy about their 4/4 beat and so on. It's very good. Yeah. So I'm just showing you A chord, D, E mostly, and blues form. And I keep telling you again and again and again, but I'm still even... Some random noise going on there. I'm still improving on these chords, like it's absolutely insane. And you might be getting confused by the language I'm saying, like depending on what order you hit it's just an A chord, right? But depending on what tempo, how fast you strum, where you put the emphasis, if you speed up or slow down or have different feels, like samba feels, all different things. It's all just one chord over 4 beats, but anything could happen. I know that it's just really, it's mind blown. It's mind blown. Just keep practicing those chords when I'm talking. It's absolutely mad, like. So, what I'm trying to say is, like, don't be getting full. Normally, when I taught students for years, allegedly, and I'd be getting so annoyed because I'd have to teach them the same lesson for about 6 months. Just the first lesson, like, here's your A, D, and E chord, and they'd be like, oh, I don't get it, and I can't stay in tune, and I was like, ah. But it takes a long time. It takes a long time, and it takes a long time to get it. It takes a long time. Keep practicing. When I first learned my A chord, I could play it. Everyone was like, ah, that's Steven, that's good at A chords or whatever. But I still couldn't play the bottom E string. I couldn't figure out why. It just, the little E string would not ring out, and it was like my dark secret. And I was always afraid my guitar teacher would hear, oh, he's gonna know that I'm not playing that little E string, and he never really knew. Because he was watching me with his fucking eyes, he wasn't watching me with his ears. Anyway, really good guitar teacher for me at the time. Every musician I've ever bumped into, I've robbed some of their stuff. I usually ask every musician I bump into, what's your favourite chord? And to find out what their secret sauce is. And they're like, oh, I like this chord, you know. And I'm like, oh, I want to show us. And they're like, oh, go on, here it is. It's normally just something E7 or a version of A minor or D minor. Anyway, sure, look, who knows? And they usually say something like, oh, I made up this chord. And it's normally just something like an F minor. Or something, and you're like, oh, jeez, you made that up, did you? Anyway, bit of music chats there. A, D, E. What's that in Roman numerals, people? 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. What's that other song? Twist and shout, oh, like it on, baby, now, you know, baby, that you know that you're A, D, E, E, A, D, E, E, A, D, E. Alright, just same chords again, AC/DC, Black and Black, what we got? Back in black, hit the sack. I'm proud to be back. Yes, that's the news. Hit the blues. Now we go now, hanging around. I'm rocking down the side cause they're making me high. I got the hearts cause I'm gonna die. I got 9 lives, cat's eyes. Gotta catch me if I wanna rap. Right? E, D, E. E, D, D, that's my AC/DC impression. Same chords, baby, all day long. E, D, A. E, D, A. Oh shit. I don't know what to do with copyright laws, but hopefully. Sure, I think that's alright. I didn't. Oh, cock. I had some incidents where I was making a video slagging off Lady Gaga, And she wasn't in it in any way, obviously, because it was just me making up my own song and I was just doing a shit impression. And the whole video got pulled for copyright infringement. But I didn't say her name in it. It was just me playing piano and going and she got the copyright for the whole fucking video. How the fuck's that work? This is a parody of a guitar lesson. Sorry for cursing. It's a parody of a guitar lesson. So yeah, I never normally play some of those kind of riffs, but sure, we might talk about it another time. Because we got a lot of hours to do. Dr. Boogie will be coming in the studio tonight to record one of his coveted piano lessons. You can go on create the Patreon if you want to pay a few bob. You can create now instruments, all things are for sale. We got E, D, E. I'm showing you the power of the 145. How many million other songs can we go on to? Okay, this is a song called Rainy Night in Soho or something by Pogues. Shane McGowan. And the riff goes like this. Fucking song. It's every fucking song ever. Right, what else have we got? ADE. We already know it's the blues, which is the basis for AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. Who else is bluesy? All blues music ever. Sure, fucking punk rips off. Punk music is a rip-off of rock music, and rock music is a rip-off of blues, and blues is a rip-off of soul and gospel. Or is it? I don't know. Who knows? That's why fucking racism's silly, countries are silly, music genres are silly. I don't know. It's just easy. It's just ways of simplifying things so the human brain doesn't get overloaded with what's that thing called? Cognitive overloading, because it's very easy to get overwhelmed. That's why I'm just teaching these 3 chords. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. Oh, you watch the news and go, oh, what's the point in playing guitar or any of this flipping stuff, nonsense, you know? Stuff getting in the way. But if you have this fucking bit of music to anchor you, and you can just sing a little song, we'll make another one up with. Let's try E, D, A, and we'll have a song about sometimes the news confuses me. Alright. You can watch my hand here, right? Sometimes the news confuses me. Oh, I wanted it to be musical. I'm just playing D, A, E, D. Alright. You can make it flippin' reggae. A, D, E. What else have we got? Let's see. We're going to try that upbeat, okay? Normally, we have been playing on the beat, but now we're going to do that upbeat, okay? We're talking about, we have this on the screen near the top there. We're just trying to say and, we're doing the and, so it sounds like this. My foot's going to be the downbeat, okay? 1, 2. So I'm going to be singing along with my foot beat, but I'm going to do up strums on the ands, and I'm going to try and come up with just a song. Just to show, just to avoid copyright or whatever. Let's see what we got here. What do people sing about? I got too much work to do. Yeah, okay. Oh, I got too much work to do. I got too much work. Just A, D. Oh, I'm building suspense for a song. D, A. It's all upbeats. Oh, when you help me work it out. It's a pre-chorus. E. Oh, I'm just driving my car. That's what the chorus go like? We're gonna go to A, and so it's chorus time. But then the weekend comes. But then the it's A comes. And we think about all the good times we've done. Just A and D. All the weekend comes, and we think about all the good things we've done. And now it's gonna go back to E, back to the reggae. Oh, we were so busy with the chorus, we forgot the song was reggae. Just lots of A. Alright, it's good stuff. This is the basic 4/4 beat right here. A, D, E. You can make up songs all day long. I wanna go for a walk, but my dog doesn't wanna go. I called, ringing up my ex-girlfriend to go on a walk, but she didn't want to go. That's just E. E, alright? Oh, I was walking the park by myself, cause my dog didn't want to go for a walk with me. I said, do you want to go on a walk with me? That was just D. E. D, A, E. Okay, another verse. This is just E. Okay, here we go, chord 5. And jumping on to D, which is chord 4, jumping on to A. We've been learning all this for weeks with our things. What else we have to do? Okay, you get the idea. You know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even have to say this to you, because I know that you know. Alright. So, like I said, even when you could play a gig. Can I tell you a secret? You promise you won't tell anyone if I tell you a secret? Generally speaking, people can't tell if music is good or not. So if you just kind of pretend that you're really good, people will assume you're good. And if you tell people you're really good, people go, oh, they must be really good. For example, if you paid everyone in the room to cheer and say, oh, VeganSteven's really good, do you know what I mean? And I was just making up a song off the top of my head. And I'd paid everyone there to cheer, right? And we brought in a random family off the street and put them down. In theory, they would think I was good just because everyone else there said I was good. And everyone's like, yeah, this is the greatest show ever, whoa! And meanwhile, it's just me going, I went to the shops and I'm just making this up as I go along. I hope no one realizes what's going on. I'm just singing my song. Oh, how long will this go on? Are you starting to notice that I'm making this up on the spot as I go on? I just keep going like that, and then the family's like, geez, everyone's loving this. Maybe this guy is really good. Fuck. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is, you don't need to be that good at guitar. You just need to have an old moan about whatever's going on in your life, like, I don't like climate change, or I don't have enough money to buy a new car, or what else do people moan about? Santa didn't bring me what I wanted for Christmas. He doesn't listen to my letters at all. Oh Santa, oh Santa, oh Santa, you don't listen to my letters at all. Listen, this is open source. That's a Christmas hit waiting for you to happen. So you can have that for free. Shake my hand. Alright, enjoy it. Enjoy the hit single. Enjoy it. Alright. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. I was just making up a lot of stuff off the spot. I was just playing an A chord, okay? I looked really enthusiastic while I was doing it. A lot of it is about just looking enthusiastic when you're performing. You don't even need an instrument. You just gotta be like, start clapping your hands, and every so often you just hit an A chord. All right. People fucking lose their minds. Brilliant. All right. Here's how you can start performing. Just start performing now. You don't need to learn any more chords than A, D, and E. I'm telling you fucking now. In 6 months' time, if you want to learn a minor chord, brilliant. And if you want to keep sticking around, I'll teach you how to be the best guitar legend the world's ever seen. But you don't need to be. You need to just enjoy life day to day, and if that means bringing the guitar around with you to the park and with your mates and singing a song, slagging off whatever's going on in politics at the moment in your own country, or that you don't have a fucking, you don't have a boyfriend or whatever you're into. Getting all emotional here. That's what guitar playing's about, man. Just conveying emotions to the outside world that you don't know how to explain, because maybe you don't have the language, or you don't know how to fucking. People are very confused, like they're not sure, do I have to write down a letter, like how do I communicate these emotions? So sometimes music's good for that. Just still playing E and a little bit of A every so often, do you know what I mean? How many chords is it? It's fucking 3 chords. You gotta play them all day, every day. I'm just finger picking here. I'll go through all these things with you, don't worry. I'm gonna hold your hand. There's 100 hours here. I don't know how many hours we're into it. We're a good bit into it as it is. But first 100 hours for free, no bother. It's going to take 10,000 hours for you to be like noticeably good. But at the same time, do you know what? You could be one of the best guitar players in the world and no one will care because you're sitting home playing for weird dog every day. So if you do want to get into that whole famous waffle bullshit thing, listen, don't worry about any of that stuff. I'm just spouting stuff off the top of my head. So listen, we're going to do a little bit more guitar practice today. I was just trying to get you motivated and hyped up, you know, to practice and all the rest of it. Okay. Blues form. We got A minor. And we got our... Okay, so do these chords with me, please. A7. Do you know, we got a little bit of ear training. I hate doing ear training, but maybe you guys will love it for some reason. Alright, so how could I cheat at this? Just give me 1 second, I gotta rig the system here. I'm gonna play 2 chords and you guys have to tell me if it's major or minor, okay? And then I'll tell you which one it is. Alright, so just gotta rig the system here so that I win. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Okay, you ready? Okay, so here's an A. Okay, so that's an A, which is an A. And then I'm going to add in the 5th of the chord, which is an E. Surprise. Is this all making sense now? See how it relates to the chords we already know? Is it making any sense yet? Maybe, I don't know. So here we have an A power chord. And what's an A power chord? We have an octave of A. So that's somewhere, those notes, somewhere, those notes. This is just ear training once again. And now I'm going to add in the 3rd, okay? So depending on this note, if it's a 3rd or a flat 3rd or whatever, it's going to tell you major, minor. So here's major, here's minor. Major, minor, okay. And believe me, it's going to get confusing. Even though it's... Because they start to sound the same, you're like, oh, which one is it? Everything just sounds the same. Okay, so here we have... here's the major. Whoops! Here's the major. Alright, A major. And here's A minor. Oh dear. I can already see the comments lighting up. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, we're back. Okay. Here's one of them. Okay, that's major. And here's minor. Alright. Major. Minor. Also here, major. Minor. Okay. A major, A minor. A minor is there on the screen for you, okay, if you need it. And you also know A major. But it can be nice to know the actual difference with your ears. Just, does that sound happy, does that sound sad? And you kind of, it gives you a rough idea. Normally how I kind of use words I already know to describe pitch. So for example, major, minor to myself just means happy or sad. So is this chord sound happy? There's two chords. Here's one and here's the other. Alright, so one's major and one's minor, I know that. But which one's which? This one and this one. What's the difference? So if one's major and one's minor, I know that the minor is going to sound a little bit more sad, which is just my way of describing it, and the third is going to sound a bit majory, it's going to be happy. Okay. Okay. So, major, minor, major, minor, and having the old technical laws here, but it's no problem. It's no problem at all. We're all professionals. So yes, if you want to hear the difference between a major and minor chord, and okay, why would you even need to do ear training in the first place? If you do ear training, you can do stuff like this, where you hear someone going like, ba da 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 da. Okay, I'm gonna look for that on the guitar now. Jeez, that's not good. Jesus. Okay. Okay, this is embarrassing. But in theory, it would mean that you'd be able to do that. So where I went wrong there was I picked a random pitch out of the air. It wasn't concert pitch. That's my excuse. Oh, oh. Alright, so if you develop your musical ear, you'll be able to sing something. So when you have a reference pitch, you'll be able to sing something with your voice relating to that reference pitch, and then when you go to an instrument which is in concert pitch, tuned to A, you'll be able to play it back, no bother. So I've already discussed that this is one of my favourite games to do. You know, I just make sure I'm in key with an instrument of some description. That helps. But whatever. I'm just making an excuse. Honestly, I'm just making excuses for myself. I've made a balls, but I'm making excuses for myself. But yeah, it just means that you can listen to a vinyl record and play along with it. All right, if you practice all day every day, you develop your ear, and you also develop your ear by learning how to tune the guitar. And it's just one of those things. You develop your ear every second of every day just by listening. Just always listening to everything, listening to everything. Because what I'm trying to say is, we're generally visually stimulated species, but if you listen, if you let your brain take more control, be more driven by your arrow, which means ears, you'll be able to identify the world in a whole different way. It's like that kind of myth that if you go blind, suddenly your hearing becomes better. It's just to do what you're focusing on. Okay. And that is the end. Alright, so post your questions and all that below. Let me know how you're getting on. And I've tried to keep this kid friendly, but listen, it's not. So goodbye.